If you walk into your local gun store and ask for a Canik or a Janish, they may or may not understand you if you're trying to get the correct Turkish pronunciation of Canik, but if you ask for a Canik, they will. I did go into my local gun store. I asked for a Canik, and specifically a TP9 SFx in Blackout Edition, and lo and behold, that's what we got. We're going to take a look at it here on Rider's Range. The TP9 SFx is Canik's out-of-the-box competition model. We're going to look at this side by side with a Glock 34 here shortly. I did shoot this, so this isn't a true out-of-the-box review. I did want to make sure it works, and by gosh, it works very, very well. I wanted to make sure that it worked well with the iron sights before I put an optic on. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So Century Arms does import these, and again, you call it a Canik, call it whatever you want, just make sure you're understood when you get in there. We did a review earlier on the Elite SC, their subcompact model. I'll put a review up here to the link on that video, and there are some significant differences, although the small gun will take the 20-round magazines from the large one, not vice versa, of course. So let's do a quick look at what comes in the box when you get the TP9. And a nice hard case that comes very well equipped with a holster. Oh, can't forget the trigger lock. Comes with a holster. Comes with 2 magazines and a loading device. A Glock style loading device for the magazine. And these are labeled as 18, but these are 20-round magazines. The holster is nothing to write home about, but the clips can be removed and put on the front side and still work this as an inside the waistband or outside the waistband holster. And again, for what you pay for this gun, which is, as it sits here, a little over $500 to get the case, a holster that you can wear inside or outside the waistband, 2 20-round magazines. Every gun maker ought to ship their guns with at least 2 magazines. Come on. I know Kimber still does 1, but oh well. And it comes with a tool kit, or a parts kit. It does have some spare fiber rods, red and green, for the front sight. It has screws. It has the Torx wrenches for installing or removing the plate on the gun. We'll talk about that in just a minute, the optics plate. And once you get an optic on, it has a charging handle if you want to mount that to the optics plate. Again, very thoughtful to put all this in there for a little over $500. Suitably impressed so far. On the other side, it does have this removable foam pad that has a sleeve on the back for owner's manual, and very nice owner's manual printed on glossy cover with legible print on the inside, good diagrams, everything you need to know how to understand your TP9 SFx. And this is not just a generic Canik owner's manual. This is specific to this particular gun, which is something you don't always see. Let's see. You also have a cleaning brush, a cleaning rod, and their own little compartments in here, another cutout for something else you can put in. Comes with a second back strap. Now, I put the larger of the 2 back straps on this gun, as I mentioned in the compact video. These are only about a 2mm difference, so there's not a lot of difference. The large one does feel just a little bit better in my medium-sized hand. And it also comes with 4 different mounting plates, which should accommodate about any normal size red dot. And I think we're going to use mounting plate number 2 here for the optic that we're going to put on it. We'll get to that here in just a minute. So enough about what's in the case. Let's look at the gun. All right, this is, again, Glock 34 size. In fact, let's bring the Glock 34 out and take a quick look at it. Guns are empty, by the way. No magazine, nothing in the chamber. And so if the YouTube folks are reviewing this video, you'll know that these are being handled safely. And same thing with the Canik TP9, no magazine, nothing in the chamber. All right, both of these are striker-fired guns. Both the Glock 34 and the Canik are roughly the same size, the same length. roughly the same height. Maybe just a hair more for the Canik when you actually measure it to the top of the slide, but if you measure it to the beaver tail area, these guns are virtually identical. Now, one of the complaints I've heard from other channels about the Canik is that the bore axis is just a little bit higher than it is on a Glock, and it's true. Is it any snappier? I guess if you really were to do a measurement, scientific measurement, you'd find that maybe you get a little bit more muzzle flip out of the Canik than you do out of the Glock, but that hasn't been a big concern. Big difference on these two is the width of the gun. I'm not giving you specific statistics. I'm sure you can find that elsewhere. But do you care if it's 1/100th of an inch difference or not? I frankly don't. I just look at the difference in the width, and the Canik is a little wider than the Glock. Is that a big deal for a competition type gun? Absolutely not. Again, we put them side by side this way. The grip angle is just about the same. I'm trying not to bang these around too much. Put them down on the leather where it works a little better here. The grip angle is just about the same between the two. Grip profile, grip height, they're all very similar between the Glock and the Canik. Glock has, of course, just a big cutout of the slide to lighten the slide a little bit, and the Canik has several ports to make that a little bit lighter. This particular Glock is a Gen 4, does not have any forward slide serrations on it, but we're not here to review the Glock, we're here to review the Canik. It does have forward slide cocking serrations, which are great for a press check. Very aggressive rear serrations, and even the front, you can feel very aggressive down here. Let's see. This does come with Warren tactical sight mounted to the optics plate, and the optics plate, of course, is removable. When you take that off, you take the sight off. The sight is drift adjustable for windage, of course. It does come with a fiber optic front sight that is also drift adjustable if you really need to. Let's see, this is not a carry melt, but again, it's a competition gun, not a carry gun, although you certainly could carry it. So the corners are not sharp, but they're not really well rounded either. It does have a little bit of a high power type cut here in the front, and external extractor. Does have a 3-slot Picatinny rail on it if you want to hang a light, hang a counterweight, hang your lunch, whatever you want to hang from the front of that. Let's see, grip texture. Just like the compact that I reviewed, it just has some knobs on the back strap, same thing on the front, but they do provide adequate grip, gloved hand or bare hand, they work either way. Texture on the side is, I call it marginally adequate. This might be something where a Talon grip would give you a little bit more traction on the sides there. Controls on this are a little different than the compact model. The SC, the compact model, actually had a long slide stop lever on it that was ambidextrous, working on both sides. This is not. This is set up for right hand only, and you can't change it. So the slide stop lever is only on the left. You probably can change the magazine release, and by the way, this magazine release is suited for competition. This thing definitely is easy to get a hold of. It's definitely out there where you're not going to have to change a grip to drop a magazine. Speaking about texture, it does have a spot textured up here in the front for support hand. On the right side, there's an index point, which is also not really textured, but it does say made in Turkey on it, which gives you a little texture with the lettering in there. It's an index point for your finger outside of the trigger guard. If you shoot with a grip not quite so far forward, there's some texture right here on the frame. You get that on both sides. And just like on the smaller version, there's scalloping on both sides of the frame to give you a good fit for the thumb, the finger, and so forth. And actually, I found that I'm a 1911 guy. I have to use this, otherwise my normal tendency is to ride my left thumb high, and in this case it's going to ride on top of the slide stop lever, which is obviously not a good thing. So I've got to remember to put my thumb down here. Actually, I index it right on top of the magazine release. Trigger on this is same design as on the compact one, where the drop safety blade does go all the way under the trigger, unlike a Glock, which really only goes partially in, and some of that blade sticks out just a little bit. You can feel it when you work the trigger. But the trigger does work relatively nice. Got a lot of just plain take up before it gets to any of the safety features inside. Once it starts overriding the safety features inside, you can feel a little bit of creep there, just a little. And that's as it's overcoming the internal safety mechanisms. And then you get to a solid wall and pulls right through, and there is no over travel on this. There's no over travel stop, but there's no over travel on the trigger, unlike on the compact, which had just a little bit of over travel. Reset, very short, tactile, audible, and very nice pull. So this trigger feels a little better than it did on the compact, but it's actually a little heavier. The trigger on this comes in at just a fraction under 4 pounds, 3 pounds 15.8 ounces on an average over 5 pulls, whereas the compact came in at 3 pounds 4 ounces. But again, this feels a little better. And we mentioned in the compact version that this does have a striker cocked indicator, and that also means that this gun is 100% cocked with no external user safeties on it. As long as we're on the top of this gun now, it does have grooves down the full length of the slide, except for where the barrel is, of course, to cut down on glare. Does not have a loaded chamber indicator like the compact model does. So all in all, it's a good feeling gun ergonomically. It's a little bigger around than the Glock, but again, I can get a good solid grip. I've got enough left with my medium-sized hands here to get the left hand covering inside of the grip, although again, not a lot of texture there. So it does shoot well. We did take this out to the range, shoot it with iron sights at 12, 25, and 50 yards. I'll put some of the iron sight footage up here throughout this video, and you can see it does work well. It surprised me with iron sights, even though it's starting to get a little dark out. I did manage to knock a plate off the portable Texas Star at 50 yards. Those are 6-inch plates with iron sights. So we're going to do a little bit different with this because it is optics ready. We are going to put a new sight on this. And we just recently did an unboxing video on the Swampfox Liberty and Justice. I got the Justice specifically for this gun, and can't put it on right now, but it does match up to the number 2 plate. And we're going to install this and take it out to the range and try it some with the Swampfox Justice micro red dot on it, and see how this Canik TP9 SFx works with an optic, and because we know it works well with just the iron sights. Again, competition type gun, and let's give it a try. So we'll be back shortly after we take a range trip with this and see how it all works. All right, I'm not going to bother with the 12 and 25 right now. We've got this TP9 SFx sighted in with the Swampfox Justice 3 MOA sight, and I'm happy with it at 15. Let's see how it does on the 16-inch plate here at 50 yards. Works on that one. How about the 12 below it? 12 high right, white with a black center. Orange 12 next to it with a black center. Way over on the left, white 10-inch. Oh, I pulled that one. There we go. Orange 10-inch next to it. Didn't do the orange silhouette with a black center. And back to that 10-inch again. I'm happy with it. All right, let's just for kicks, let's try the portable Texas Star, 6-inch plates, 50 yards. Oh, come on, settle into the trigger. All right, this almost makes it easy. TP9 SFx, Canik 9mm, shooting Winchester, or excuse me, Federal white box, Swampfox
Justice sight. I got some rounds left. Let's stay out at 50 yards. 16 inches easy. 12 below, it's easy. 12 high right. White 10 on the left. I like the sound of that one. Orange 10 next to it. Silhouette. And 16 sounds good. Oh, come on. Settle into the trigger. 12 high right. And that's it. Yes, sir. For a budget gun, I really do like this. And the price on the Swampfox Justice sight is not bad also, especially with a military or law enforcement discount on it. It's holding 0. Of course, that's only, what, 40 shots total. But no, actually that's 58 shots so far. Loving it. Absolutely loving it.
In case you didn't notice, this gun shoots really fine with the iron sights and shoots really fine with the Swampfox Justice red dot sight on it. And you may have guessed that we really like this combination. We didn't show initially the sighting end on this thing. We'll roll some footage on that real quick here. The elevation was just fine on the red dot right after installation. I did have to adjust the windage a little bit to move the group to the right, but once I got that settled in, just a few shots, this thing was right on, and obviously you can see with the 6-inch plates at 50 yards, it's it did really well. We like this gun, and if you like this video, we really do appreciate a thumbs up, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, click on the notifications bell, and please share this video. We're still trying to grow the channel, and the best way to grow it is for our loyal viewers to share this video with others so that they can find Riders Range. And comments on this video below are certainly appreciated. Comments on anything else to info@ridersrange.com. And there it's probably a little longer video than I had originally planned, but it's because this is a great budget gun with a decent priced optic on it. Great service from Swampfox in getting these things out. And I'm just a normal customer. They don't know me from Adam right now other than as a customer with a name. And I still order on a Saturday night and it's delivered to me on a Wednesday. Really love their service. So again, not a paid promotion. Certainly it's only paid out of my dime, but again, we want to thank you for stopping by Riders Range to enjoy the Canik TP9 SFx with a Swampfox Justice sight on it.